A terror attack in Britain. No peace yet in Gaza. The war on drug cartels and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. British officials declared a terrorist incident in Manchester on Thursday after an assailant rammed a car into a crowd and stabbed people outside a synagogue, killing 2 and seriously injuring 3 on the holiest day of the Jewish year. Manchester police shot and killed the suspect 7 minutes after they arrived on the scene, identifying him as 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent named Jihad al-Shami. Police also said that 3 other people, 2 men in their 30s and a woman in her 60s, have been arrested in connection with the attack. Officials say they're still working to determine the motive behind the attack, but noted that it took place on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement and the most solemn day on the Jewish calendar, when synagogues around the world are full of people. Israeli strikes and gunfire killed at least 57 Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, Hamas officials said on Thursday, as the organization was still considering its response to U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal for ending the nearly 2-year war. The plan requires Hamas to return all 48 hostages, about 20 of them thought by Israel to still be alive, give up power and disarm in return for the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and an end to fighting. However, the proposal, which has been accepted by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, sets no path for Palestinian statehood. Palestinians long for the war to end, but many believe the plan favors Israel, and a Hamas official told the Associated Press that some elements were unacceptable without elaborating. Qatar and Egypt, 2 key mediators, said certain elements require more negotiations. The Trump administration sent a memo to Congress on Thursday declaring that the U.S. is now in a formal, non-international armed conflict with drug cartels, which the government has designated as terrorist organizations. The notification to Congress comes as a follow-up to 3 U.S. military strikes, killing 17 on what the White House has said were drug-smuggling boats in the Caribbean, at least 2 of them originating from Venezuela. Democrats have said that Trump needs war powers authority from Congress to continue conducting the strikes. The administration, in its memo Thursday, says the attacks are part of an official war against the cartels. The president determined these cartels are non-state armed groups, designated them as terrorist organizations, and determined that their actions constitute an armed attack against the United States. Apple has removed Ice Block, which allows users to track and report the location of immigration and customs enforcement officers from its App Store. "We created the App Store to be a safe and trusted place to discover apps," Apple said in a statement. "Based on information we've received from law enforcement about the safety risks associated with Ice Block, we have removed it and similar apps from the App Store." The app, created in April, allows users to track where ICE officers are and pin their locations. Those within a 5-mile radius of the pinned officers would receive a notification. Tesla set a new sales record in the third quarter. Elon Musk's automaker sold approximately 497,000 cars last quarter, up by 7.4% from last year and well ahead of Wall Street's projections as consumers raced to buy electric vehicles before the federal government's $7,500 EV tax credit expired on September 30th. That's the good news. The bad news is it may be the company's last good quarter for the foreseeable future, as EV sales are widely expected to plunge now that the tax credit has expired. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.